quick hello back because this is the 4th episode on the 2nd model of the exercise series for SolidWorks beginners. You saw that I did this cover in SolidWorks and that was the edited version. Now this is actually the first video that I should put. I am going to model this for the very first time. I haven't done this. The edited video you watched actually was filmed after this one. You're going to see me measuring this with my calipers, turning it into this object on SolidWorks. No editing, so it's going to be boring if you're not serious about learning. And as always, the drawing sheets for practice, link in the description below. Don't forget to download and use them. All right, let's go. This odd geometry is what we're gonna create today, and since this is the uncut version, you're gonna see me trying it for the very first time. I still, as I'm talking right now, haven't decided how to approach making these bends and edges. I have some general ideas, but I haven't actually walked through it in my mind. So we have some cavities underneath here if you pay attention. All right, so let's get started. First of all, I would try to look at this as I am doing right now from different angles. I see this is like an edge that goes all the way here. I'm trying to draw this and maybe extrude it all the way to the back, and I'm trying to see if it's flat. If all these 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3 are flat, we could do that. We could just draw something and just extrude it all the way back and then cut and trim it from above. But we're gonna have to do some trimming at the end over here because you can see it's chamfered. So let's do that. Draw this. There are other ways to do this too. All right. No, I'm changing my strategy now. Well, at first I wanted to extrude, draw this edge, you know, and draw this edge and then extrude it all the way forward, but then it would just end up with a very thin sheet and I cannot really chamfer this. So instead I decided to make this like a full solid body all the way to the back, so as thick as this much, so I can shell it all the way down and create this. So for that, I'm gonna have to look at it from different angles. Okay, this is a little bit odd looking. Now let's see if I could bend this with a flex. I could chamfer this, add this later. We could do it. Let's just start. Okay, cool. I don't want to do any measurements yet. I just want to start drawing. First of all, lock the view, zoom in. When I say lock the view, it's because I'm working with my enterprise. That's why I lock the view. So we want to go for something symmetrical. Always put your sketch on the center. So you go flat, you go up, and we're going to end it right about here. Okay. Now we're going to draw a center line all the way up, vertical. And if you don't have your center line here, you can find it here. Just remember this for the future, please. Mirror entities. I'm going to the sketch tab, use mirror entities. And I'm going to mirror it about this center line and done. So this is my symmetric sketch. Now I can do some dimensioning, right? I'm sorry, I can do some measurements. First of all, we don't need the thickness just yet. It's even though it's 15 millimeters. Again, as always, you get all the dimensions in inches on the top. No, sorry, bottom right corner of the screen. Now, what I want to know is the depth of my extrusion, which is 15.11. Let's do that. However, we need the thickness before we can extrude this. And as I told you, I'd like to measure the thickest part. So that is here. I want to measure this like I'm measuring it like that. So you see, it's 12. All right, and we go to offset entity, set it to 12, select my sketch, and leave it at that. Done. However, it's an open sketch, so we're gonna use a line to close it first of all. Now we can do some measurements. This much is roughly 36, and this much is 77. So we have smart dimension here. First of all, we have 36, we have 77. My bad. Let me just quickly fix my overall drafting standard to ANSI so you can see the real values. Okay, now my sketch is a little bit messed up because it's not fully defined, so let's take care of that quickly. I'm gonna select the midpoint here, hold control key and select the origin and make them go coincident. That helps a lot. Now we need to either measure the horizontal distance for these chamfered edges or the total length. Let's just go for the total and measure it if we can. Okay, 156.4. I'm just gonna round it up to 156. 156. Looking ugly. Okay. It doesn't look anything like this yet, but I'm taking this approach anyway. Maybe I shouldn't. This just I lost confidence in this approach after seeing what I'm looking at. I think I need to take a different approach here. Maybe if I go thin all the way here and then add that, or let's just for the sake of finishing this, go ahead. And depth, we just measured once 15. Let's just do 15. So I'm gonna extrude this for 15. I'm sorry, 150 millimeters. And right, what I completely forgot. So this is my bad. Instead of extruding this, I'm gonna go back, edit my sketch by one left click, edit sketch, and make it normal to my screen. Which way? This way. I'm gonna pick a line, close this area, go to trim entities. In the previous video, I told you I would like to check this box so I don't get rid of what I have drawn. Otherwise, I will end up getting errors, but I did it anyway. So let's just delete some sketch relations to get rid of this. Okay, it's good enough. I kept deleting as much as necessary until I get this, and then I click OK. Okay, this is much better. Now I can do this chamfer here. How do I measure this chamfer, by the way? This one highlighted, as you see. Well, it's not that difficult to measure. It's about 13. So we pick chamfer over here, set it to 13. And then we do this. It goes a little bit too much, so let's just reduce it. Maybe let's just do 12. It was 12 something and I did 13 anyway. Now, when we look at the top angle from this angle, you see we have like a pointy nose. So let's do that. How do I measure this angle? How do I measure any of this? Give me a second. Well, I could put this on a piece of paper and use a ruler, draw this and measure the angle or measure the height that it's missing from the point. There are different ways to do this, but I would just go and measure this height and this end. Wait, I would say it's roughly about 142. So let's activate the sketch. Look at normal to that sketch. and draw a line from the center here and escape. Smart dimension 142. We just said that. Done. I'm gonna draw a center line like this. Escape, and then select them both. Mirror entities. Repeat it. Done. Pick line. I just picked it with the mouse gesture. Closed both sketch areas. We have two closed areas, this and that. And then I'm going to use Extruded Cut throughout both, just in case. Pick these closed areas in the selected counter section and click OK to create this effect. Is it a good one? Let's see. It should go all the way down, and maybe after we get rid of the rest it would get fixed. So let's see. It becomes more challenging than what I expected to be for you guys, because I'm thinking I should delete some faces here, or maybe not. Let's shell it. All right, I would like to empty this out now, and for that I'm going to measure the wall thickness, which is 1.5. And for that we go to shell, our trusty shell, set it to 1.5 and pick this. Why did I pick shell? Because it does the job just fine. And am I only going to select this area? Nope. Let's open this one too. Let's open this one too, this one too. And yeah, let's see how it would look. Okay, it would look something like this. Look, it's not even finished. I completely forgot that the outer edges are also not vertical. I had to do this as well. So this is something I forgot. I should have drawn the sketch this big, not this big. I should have measured the top part, not the bottom part. And technically I kind of messed up. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have to go back and do this. Although there are other ways to fix this with move face, but it doesn't, it's not for you guys. So let's go back and fix it. Let me measure the top. From here. And from here we have 160 plus 55, we have 215. So this should have been 215. But if I wanted, now even this part changes. Maybe I should do this separately or just loft it. Yeah, I would just go loft this down. See, that's what I mean by editing. It changes in width, so either I have to just go up, see if I can draft it outward, but it would just change the thickness also. I mean, this is not what we want. However, maybe we can get away with this. There is no way I can measure this end if I work like this, even though I can get rid of this thickness later on. I either should sit down and do some trigonometry and calculate the angle here at the distance and measure how much would end up being the result, or I could just do it and maybe evaluate. I want a 215. What do I have? I have 198, so it means it was not big enough, so I have to increase the angle. Let's see if we hit 215. From this face to this face we have 150. No. From this line to this line we have 236. A bit too much. So 2 angles less. We got 225. One more time, reducing this to 12 degrees, clicking OK. It should be very close to 215. If it's close, we accept it 219, 225, 219, 6 degrees, 213. We could just reduce it one more, or we could leave it at that. Let's leave it. So this would be the result if I just continue. However, the pick is gone, so I'm gonna have to open this error feature and click on its sketch and click on edit sketch, see what's going on. Okay, the sketch is completely ruined. Let's delete everything we see and do it again, because we had 142 from the bottom. So I'm gonna redo this quickly. We had 142. Let's get rid of it. We go to center line, draw a vertical line, select all of them, click on mirror entities, duplicate it, and something I forgot. So that's 142 from here. Now we can extrude cut the whole thing. It would give me something like this for some reason. So I have to edit the feature, add this area to a 2. Now it gives me something like this. Looking ugly enough, but it's not that far off. The thing that is far off is this height that I did not measure. Look, this height is definitely wrong. I can see that. So it's 4 millimeters. Going back to the base sketch. In that case, I'm gonna delete this. If I can set this to, no. Control Z. Why is it not 4? What's preventing this to be 4? This is a little bit ridiculous. Let's delete this dimension. See if we can change it. We want something like this. 4. No, I couldn't make it work. I have to find a different way. Or maybe start from the top. I suddenly know what to do. Suddenly, I know what to do. All right, I'm gonna dump this model and start from scratch. So we draw this, but the height should be 4 from this point to this point, and that's the issue. So let's delete whatever we can. Delete. Don't rotate it. Thank you very much. Or make it normal too. Lock the view. 12. Nice. On 36. Okay. So this is the first sketch that we want to do. The other sketch is set at 156, if I'm not mistaken. No, 15, 150. So we need a new plane at 150. Then we draw the same sketch on it. No, I'm joking. We're not drawing the same sketch on it. Do I have space here? Yep. Normal 2. We have kind of the same sketch. Kind of. But it's a little bit bigger, right? Vertical, and we set 215. So center line, mirror. Oh, I chose the wrong sketch tool. 215. It should be less than 36 because it gets off just by 30. And let's leave it at that. However, again, I'm gonna put this point on this line together, coincident, because I want them to be at the same height. Again, I'm gonna set these two to 4. For some reason it doesn't allow me. Let's see why it doesn't allow me. It should be horizontal. Coincident, I don't need it. Why this point is coincident? 4. I'm gonna make these two equals because I don't want to measure it again. These are the chamfer. Oh, looking really bad, guys. Looking really bad. So just set the same dimension. It's 0.5. Oh, sorry, 0.5. Just 5. Yes. Click OK. Hide this sketch plane. And now, thickness of 1.5, I said. So I offset the entity 1.5. Leave it like that. You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to create 2 different sketches so I can loft them together. And then I can shell them out. Right. Now let's see how it looks like if I loft them. Something like this. Alright, already not too bad. Looking at it from the top, again activating the sketch. It was 42 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Actually, let's just do it at once. I'm gonna draw a line from the center to create the nose, and then create the nose, and then create this chamfer. Okay, so nose chamfer. Finish. We don't have to do the other side because we're gonna mirror this, so we don't do it twice. Select all, click on mirror entities. Now I think from this one to this one should be 42. Whoa, 42. It's not 42. I made a mistake. It should be about... Oh, sorry, 4. 4.2 or 4, just... Right? And then... Wrong point. This should go down. This should... Nope. This should be 4. Right? Then this is the chamfer that I'm gonna leave here with my naked eye at... Just put it at 10. Right. Okay, this changes a little bit still. So let's change this angle to 50. Now it's fully defined, and we can go to features, Extrude Cut, select all the areas, every area you need. Right. Kind of. Now, since this chamfer should be at 13, I'm gonna roll this up, try if I can do chamfer at 13, because the thickness is 4, so how can I do a chamfer of 13? It's not possible. For that, I'm gonna have to temporarily increase the thickness of this. We have 4. Let's just offset this plane for another 10, so you could reach 14. So when I choose 13 for this one, it works. Then roll this back down. Kind of ruin the whole thing. Let's just fix the sketch. This point is gone. We don't need you to be coincident. Why are you coincident? Then be coincident, please. You still have a reference point. Nice. And click OK. However, the issue should still be there because we have one more thing to do. Get rid of these two. Oh, I said get rid of these two. Or actually, you know what? Select them from the beginning. This area and this area. Click OK. All right. OK. All right. And 13 seems to be too much. Again, was it 12? 12 is better. 10. Because when I look at it here, the chamfer goes slightly over this over shoulder, or maybe I measured this wrong. So let's just fix either though. So let's just fix either of these two. Maybe change this one from 4 to 5. Right. And now, since we want to have a wall thickness of 1.5, we use shell, set it at 1.5, select this, 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 and this. Click OK. You know what? Let's shell all the faces around, all around. See what we get? We get this. Okay. So this is the top surface of this component that we just had. The shoulders are not looking so good because this should be probably bigger, but this is not that accurate, so it's fine. Okay, now one more important thing before we finish off. Look, it looks so simple, but see how tricky it can get. We have a wall with a wall thickness of, with a thickness of 2.1 millimeters. That goes, that is 6 millimeters high, and it goes all around it, normal to the plane, because here it's perpendicular. And if you look at this angle, you see over here, you don't see it really good at this angle. This wall is perpendicular to this plane. So it's not flat, it's actually going in. So over here, the wall is going inside, it's bent inward. I don't know if you can see it, but it's normal to this plane here, not to this plane. So we have to find a way to fix this. I said 2mm wall, 6mm high, going all around this. Well, I can't think of 3D sketches. I'm gonna try something for my curiosity first, and you could just watch, but it's definitely not something for you guys as beginners. But it would be working with 3D sketches. I already don't like this approach. I already don't like it. I just turn that 3D line into a 3D sketch. Now let's oh, this is it. Okay, this is it. It's a wall with a height of 6. I'm sorry, we have what do we have here? It's including this. So 1.5, so it's 3.5. 3.5. Oh, sorry, that would be 5. 4.5. 4.5. This would be our profile that we're gonna sweep, and it's gonna be a surface sweep. Or actually, let's see. If I select this profile, and no, it's gonna be a surface sweep. Yeah, it kind of worked. Nice. Now we have the wall without the thickness. Now we're gonna have to add the thickness of 2 to this wall all the way on the inside and click OK. It doesn't. This is the issue working with surfaces, especially for these corners like this. If it was smaller, maybe it would have worked. No. Still, if I do it on the outside, maybe it would work, but it would look extremely ugly. It should be on the inside. And if I do it something very, very thin, 0.2, still doesn't work. The issue lies here at these two surfaces. If it was one unified surface, maybe if I knit them together. Oh, that I cannot do. It's a shame because it's already okay. Let's get rid of the surface, take a different approach, change this. Let's get it done here. Turn this into a closed sketch. 2 and done. And now can we sweep it manually like normal? Looks like, yeah, shoot. What's going on? We have thin feature. Okay, thin feature geometry. Where is the thin feature happening? Do you guys see it? If you want to know what thin feature is, I've covered this on my webinar. It's kind of like a cheat, but at some point, some zero thickness is happening. I cannot tell you where, to be honest. But now, looking at this, it's not that accurate. This wouldn't change too much, so let's measure this area. This should be 95. If I go back and edit this, I'm going to probably destroy a good amount of work. Instead of adding 30 here, I'm gonna add 95 here. And this doesn't look that far off, to be honest. Look at this and look at that. You have this. However, I don't like what's going on here. Some zero thickness is happening. That's why I cannot merge these two solid bodies together. Should I leave it here? Let's see if I can fix this in a different way. This is my profile, right? And it's sweeping on the surface. So if I were to extend its edges into the body of my component, would that solve the issue? See, I created some sort of overlap. Now I'm going to edit my feature and see if I can merge the results. Yes, it worked. Just by creating some overlap, we overcame that issue. We have only one solid body, as you can see. However, I still don't like the look here, but this is almost an easy fix. If I'm going to do it manually without measuring anything, I would draw a line almost like this. Done, done, done. Working a little bit fast. Done. Done. Not done. Go deep. Close now. And look what's going on here. It's reaching out. It's reaching out, so there is a way to fix that too. And before we do that, let's close this area. This is what I would do to close it. Set it to 2, reverse it so it would go in, then boom. While you have it highlighted, go to mirror, select this plane, click OK. Now we close the other one too. Looks much better now. And we just had some shoulder here that we want to get rid of. Let's see if I can select the surface, activate the sketch, convert the whole area, and extrude cut it down, following this edge all the way through. So it gets rid of that. Repeat it on the other one. Then we're gonna have to remove this triangle that we create. It's not a good solution. It's kind of a quick workaround. Sometimes the workarounds are faster than real solutions. Let's see what we just did. Nope, something weird happened here. I selected the wrong edge. This defines the direction of extrude. This is better now. Now I have this triangle to get rid of. This is how we do. And one more time. Resulted in 4 workarounds. So if it would have been 1, Right. Okay. So this is the component. Let's save it on desktop. Part 2. Right. Look at this. Obviously I didn't add this, but at this point you know what to do. It's just an extrude cut that creates this. And we have the inner side. Let's take a look at the inside. It's more or less like that. Obviously the dimensions are not accurate. This chamfer, I still don't like it. Maybe it's too big. Maybe I can do a different way, take a different approach to create this chamfer. You know, there is a way to bend this. Let's destroy this one. Let's just call this done. And for the sake of R&D, I'm going to get rid of this, create a shorter version of this immediately. I really don't care about the dimensions at this point. I just want to try a theory, see if that works out. Mirror. Oh, no. Okay, now it's flat. Now I want to see if I can bend this as it is using flex. No, not you, but you, which is 0 degrees. And then move this one. Here. Right. Now let's see if I can bend it now. It's the worst way to do this, but I'm doing my best. Is it bent? Certainly not bent. What happened? Maybe because trim planes are reversed. I'll just do it like that. Too much. But yeah, it does bend it. It's the least controlled way of doing this. But that would have been another way of approaching this design. Look. Just used flex. Doesn't look that bad. The dimensions are definitely off because I just chopped it off. But I was just for my curiosity, don't do this like that. Okay. Okay, folks. I think at this point, now that we have uploaded 2 different models, 4 episodes on the exercise series for beginners in SolidWorks, I want to lay back for a while, see how you guys actually react. Do you like this series? Is it helpful or not? Because I'm constantly trying to find better ways to help you. If this is something you would like by watching or actually liking the video, I will try to upload more of these. If not, then I will try to take a new angle, do a different thing. For now, don't forget to go in the description below. There's a link or on the top right corner. Click on that, go on my website, sign up, register. It's all free. Download your practice sheets and do the work. Also, you can get some free mini courses as well, but that's up to you. Don't forget to do that. I'll see you soon, and I'll be back.